And then on, I believe, the 19th, the 19th we have Jeremy Prophet. The 20th we have Godfather of Swole. The 25th, which is a Monday, on another Monday interview, we have Fox. On the 26th we have Honest John. On the 27th we have Busy B. A part of our Wrestling with Madness weekend, we have on the 2nd, April 2nd, Lizardman Nathan Niles. On the 3rd, we have Zeke and Dino. More information on what else we're doing for that weekend coming up. On the 9th, we have Nairo Robles. On the 10th, April 10th, I should say, we have Aisha Raymond. And then on April 17th, we have Mitch Clark. I think we're done putting ourselves over for the time being. It may have been a good week for wrestling, but we are wrestling with the news. And this isn't necessarily a wrestling news per se, but it's definitely something that hit me hard this week. Akira Toriyama, the writer of Dragon Ball Z, the manga artist, the person that made anime what it is today, has sadly passed away. Dragon Ball Z is one of my favorite shows, one of the biggest shows in anime, transcending the pop culture. I know that you're a fan of Dragon Ball as well, Cleo. Do you maybe say some words?
I mean, Dragon Ball Z was the first cartoon, like anime wise, that the hood was able to like catch on to, right? Like to me, I mean, when I'm thinking about it, it's like Dragon Ball Z. When I was watching it, I first started watching it, it used to come on right after school, like right around 4:30, and we would go home and watch it, and the storylines were so intense. And the crazy part was it was just like this thing, and it was like a phenomenon because during that time, and this is I'm giving myself away, it was like Power Rangers and Dragon Ball Z, which were like two totally Japanese made shows and animations crossing over in America, and usually mainstream America would catch on, but when it caught on in the hood, yeah, it was over. It was over. And then once the video game came out, it was really over.
Oh yeah.
But and rest in peace to the guy. I will say this: Piccolo is black, and everyone we would say is Piccolo is black. And there are so many memes coming out that they used to come out with Piccolo, knowing that he's Goku's kid, knowing he's Goku's dad.
Gohan's
Oh,
dad.
Gohan's dad, not Gohan's dad. So if it wasn't for that cartoon show, we wouldn't have all these jokes about the Black Piccolo try to hit the Thule on Goku for being a missing dad and him being the real dad. So I mean, to me, that's the funniest thing. But overall, that story was always great. And I remember I was in high school, ninth grade. We used to do the Ginyu Force
Yes. Poses.
freaking poses, and it was just like you're in doom with Raccoon. But I love Jace. I just love Jace's shit. His shit was on point. Jace, he was on point. So what I'm saying. So yeah, it gives me like that cartoon has fond memories in my life and in my heart, and it sucks that he's gone, but he's left a plethora of catalog in his animations that'll live forever.
You're absolutely right. If there's two things that saved my life it's wrestling and anime. So um, deeply saddened to hear about it. Like I said, it the we have a Dragon Ball Z Macy's parade float. Like, what other anime had that? Who else would be able to break into that? So
Uh,
Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh,
I mean, Sailor Moon.
Naruto,
Because remember, who?
Naruto.
Oh, Scooter, what's up? Naruto, yeah, Naruto, yeah.
Naruto had a float a number of years ago. Yeah. It was a one and done thing. It wasn't going to be like a permanent addition.
I know that there was a One Piece float this year,
Yes, it's the other one.
but I mean Dragon Ball was the first to do it.
Yeah.
It seems like Dragon Ball was always the first to do it when it came to anime. When it came to
Because
pop culture.
I mean, it was part of that anime influx. Because you remember, I think Scooter will remember. You remember,
Speed
what
Racer.
was it called?
Speed Racer.
Speed Racer. Speed Racer was another one. Ronin Warrior, Sailor Moon. But in the '90s, they had that overboard of animations and like Ronin Warrior, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Z just caught on super quick.
See, here on the East Coast, it would air. I would wake up at 6 a.m. I would have to be at school by by 7:15, and Dragon Ball Z, I should say, mostly the King Kai saga, would be on at 6:30 in the morning. Yeah, for some reason over here in New York, the from 5 to 8 a.m. were the anime hours here.
Maybe that's in.
Huh, that's interesting because on the South it was 2:30 to 5:30 on Toonami. That's the
Yeah,
name of it. I was trying to come up. Toonami.
I mean that sounds about right for me at least.
Well, I also used to get KTLA out here in New York. Um, when I would watch Pokemon in the afternoon, I would just wait 3 hours to watch it again.
Really? Pokemon came on in the damn. That's great. It came on in the afternoon for you. It came on in the morning for me.
It started out in the morning, and then it moved to 6 p.m. here because that would have been 3 p.m. there.
Oh man, our shit was like Pokemon for me came on at like 6:30 in the morning, right before I went to school.
Well, like I said, an immeasurable impact on the world of anime, and just the world in general. Obviously, Dragon Ball Z is iconic at this point. So, like I said, deeply saddened to hear about his passing. And thoughts and prayers go out to his friends and family. Now that we're done with wrestling with anime, let's switch back to wrestling with entertainment. Uh, as you already heard, we're being joined by Scooter Dust as well. Good to hear from you, man.
See what you did there.
And a bit of good news this week because we have a lot of bad news to talk about. Paul Heyman, Bull Nakano, Barry Windham, and Mike Rotunda are all heading into the WWE Hall of Fame. Personally, I think this is a really strong Hall of Fame lineup. I totally called Paul Heyman.
I think we all did.
Yeah, everybody.
I mean, if there was any place to do Paul Heyman, it was going to be in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
As a headliner, nonetheless.
Bull Nakano, maybe unexpected, but not unwelcome, I would say.
Well, yeah. Somebody apparently got the apparently spoiled the list, and on that list they had Paul Heyman at the top, Bull Nakano, U.S. Express, Barry Windham, and Mike Rotunda, which I find it very odd that Mike Rotunda would go in under the U.S. Express,
Yeah.
And not Erwin R. Shyster.
Yeah, well, I have a feeling they were planning on making it Money Incorporated, but then, you know, the whole embezzlement thing.
Virgil.
And Virgil, yeah. This will make Barry Windham a 2-time Hall of Famer.
He went in with the
Horseman. Yep.
Yeah.
And this supposedly leaves Muhammad Ali, Liam Maivia, Thunderbolt Patterson, and Bray Wyatt.
I was going to say it. It seems a little strange that they would induct Mike Rotunda and not Bray Wyatt.
Well,
it depends on the post. They usually do one person who's deceased because they don't want it to be like this.
Yeah.
Uberly deceased fest.
Yeah.
So if it was that one, it would be him. You think?
Yeah.
He is going in. He's definitely going in. They just haven't. You know, they're waiting to announce his name.
Right. These names only started on Monday.
Yeah. And to be quite honest, this almost seemed like it was like a little bit of a rush job. Like, oh shit, we forgot the Hall of Fame.
Yes, because they usually knock it like at the beginning of February.
Yeah, the marquee inductee is usually known at least by the Royal Rumble. You have there's the marquee inductee, the top of the card, the mid card, the lower card / jobber,
the celebrity wing,
the celebrity, the female / manager / big heavy award category, and the in memoriam.
But also,
Heyman checks off a lot of those boxes already. So,
I mean, I'm okay with the U.S. Express, but I would have thought the Nasty Boys would have made it.
Demolition.
Yes, Demolition once again is getting overlooked. Then again, the Nasty Boys fell out of favor with the WWE. Why do you think in everything that they've done they haven't been back?
Yeah, that's true. But you made the point that it kind of seemed like a rush job to induct people. But also keep in mind that the Hall of Fame used to be its own separate event from everything. You had to sell tickets solely just for the Hall of Fame and hope it was enough to get people interested to buy a ticket. Now the Hall of Fame is a combo with SmackDown. If you bought a ticket to SmackDown, you are legally obligated to stay for the Hall of Fame. So they could
I don't
really
know about
put
legally obligated, but we'll figure that out when I'm there.
That whole, you blame the pandemic for this, because once that meant, the pandemic hit right in the go home stretch of time before WrestleMania 36.
Yeah.
And that brought everything to a screeching halt. And being able to get the Hall of Fame done anyway, was a cost cutting measure and a mandate back then, and it seems like that opened up their eyes to the potential cost cutting they could do if if you could have guaranteed audience.
Right.
Two, that your talent doesn't have to exactly get black tied up and walk a red carpet. It doesn't have the same luster or shine that it used to.
Yeah.
I mean, the days when it was just like in a banquet hall, and it was kind of just between the wrestlers and.
Yeah, except that only happened twice, and after that, there was no more Hall of Fame ceremony until WrestleMania 20. There was one for 93 and 94. And it started right after Andre died.
Yeah.
But then from 94 to 2004, nothing. There was nothing. And then that's when they decided to relaunch the actual Hall of Fame. So it's, I mean, a banquet. I wouldn't mind if they did like a roast.
I mean, they did do that at WrestleCon, I know, or WrestleCade. What is it called? Starcast. There you go. Completely off on that. I think it's maybe better that it's with SmackDown, because selling your price point is who is going to draw rather than who deserves it. So maybe it's not as glitzy and glamorous as it was, but I kind of feel the opposite. I kind of feel that more people are maybe getting acknowledged because there's no pressure to have an NWO or DX or something like of that nature. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you still gotta have somebody there that make people want to stay after the show.
Well, like I said, you're legally obligated. You're locked into the arena until it's over.
No, they ain't locking them.
This is why.
That's kidnapping, sir.
Have you ever heard the protocols to see an NXT show?
No.
It's low-key kidnapping.
Yeah.
Not low-key the wrestler. Low-key like kidnapping.
Not low-key, God of Mischief.
No, not that low-key. Not low-key. Low-key. Let's just call him
low-key. Sus kidnapping.
What the fuck are we talking
Is that what
about?
That's what the kids are saying. I'm 40 now. I'm out of tune. Or technically I'm 10, but
That's right. Yes. Happy 10th birthday.
Yes. 3 more years and you
I mean,
officially become a man.
shit. Wait till I get 25.
The current Hall of Fame roster, how do you feel about it? Kaliko.
I'll reserve till they fill it out because the tag team I easily could have thought it would have been. I mean, Midnight Express. I mean, when I saw Express, I'm thinking, oh shit, the Midnight Express. But the US, I mean, it's deserving. Bull Nakano's overdue.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman, it was a given because it was Philly. But I got to see where they round the rest of them out because Bray's going in.
Yeah.
But who's going to be that celebrity guy or
Muhammad
gal?
Ali. Muhammad Ali.
So they bring all famous people.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali most likely would be inducted by his daughter or even
His daughter Layla.
Yeah. Thunderbolt Patterson, for those of you who don't know, and I hate that I'm saying it like this, the guy from WCW that looks like Teddy Long but wasn't Teddy Long. He started out he didn't start out, but when Ice Train was wrestling at WCW in '93, Thunderbolt Patterson was his manager. That's I hope nobody saw that and thought, oh, must be related to Pat. I think they are leaving one name off of this list. And that's Lex Luger.
I mean, yeah, Lex and Cindy Lauper as well. But I mean, we've been.
Wait, she went.
Huh?
I'm having the weirdest deja vu right now.
Yeah, she's not in there.
God, yeah. What, man? That's.
She's not in yet. You mean Snoop Dogg is in, but she's not in?
Nope.
Yeah, and there's no more Warrior Award.
There isn't?
I mean, they only had so many people to give it to.
And I mean, since the person who gave it out was released.
Who? Titus?
No, Dana. Dana Warrior.
That's right.
Oh,
Dana
yeah.
Warrior's gone. That's right. God damn it! Totally forgot she was gone.
No, I would love to see Luna Vachon get a proper induction instead of just being part of the legacy class.
Is she part of the legacy class?
Yeah, 2019 WrestleMania 35.
I feel like she should have got a proper induction though.
Yeah. Oh.
But the thing is that who's gonna induct her? Because I don't remember. That could have been an issue too.
She doesn't have kids, as far as I know, right?
No, she yes, she does.
Oh,
she has kids?
Yeah, she has kids. And
somebody tapped that?
Gangrel?
Did you say Gangrel? No.
Yeah, they were married, weren't they?
They were. Were they married? Maybe. But you know who you get to induct her? Kevin Sullivan.
I don't think they want Kevin Sullivan to do that.
See, they don't. The WWE doesn't have a problem with Kevin Sullivan. That's the weird part.
They don't?
No.
Oh.
Oh God.
I mean, I'm not against it.
I would say if you could get I would say if you could get Dustin to induct her, I'd say
Considering,
Staple, but no.
I was gonna say, considering that they couldn't get Kevin Nash to go to Sting's retirement, I highly doubt that that's gonna happen.
Well, I mean, Lex Luger and Diamond Dallas Page got permission, but Kevin Nash is not being there. Didn't really have to do with not being given the permission. It was more so one. Sting was actually wanting them on TV. Two, Kevin Nash's continued declining health.
Okay. Well,
It wasn't months ago. Nash revealed that he had cancer.
well, like I said, the Hall of Fame, it's shaping up to be a good Hall of Fame. There should be some interesting anecdotes and stories to be told. Definitely interesting to see what Paul Heyman says.
Question is, who inducts them?
Roman. It has to be Roman.
No.
No.
No. It's either going to be Austin, or Punk.
Ooh, Hollywood Blondes. I mean, I would have thought like Dreamer, the Dudleys.
They all hate him.
Too bad Taz ain't.
I get where you're coming from, Scooter, but to me, it's either Punk or Roman, and Roman is who he's currently with. So
Well,
it makes perfect sense.
You forget that there's going to be another member of the Samoan family on this list.
Who is that?
Rock's grandmother, Leah Maivia.
Really?
Yep. The promoter herself.
Well, hot damn. Rock comes in and says, shit.
My family's getting everything.
You know,
we know y'all.
you know, you know what? For the love of God, somebody tell them to put Earthquake in.
Oh God, yeah, he's not in yet.
Put John, yeah, you know.
He's due. Yeah.
I watched his Dark Side of the Ring, and there was nothing dark about it. I mean,
except his death. That's about it.
Yeah, John was a tender, loving soul of a human being, and I knew someone who I was part of a forum with, and when he had passed, I had sent the family, a card and flowers, and I kind of cut his infamous shoot promo from Nitro. Yeah, Earthquake, yeah, Typhoon or Tugboat. Why the hell not? You know what? Screw it. Put Virgil in.
Well, from the Hall of Fame honoring people to getting suspended. Sammy Guevara is officially suspended from AEW after the fuck up he encountered against Jeff Hardy a couple weeks ago on Rampage. It's I believe it was noted that he was suspended because they didn't stop the match after Jeff Hardy got hurt. they wasn't sure if he had a concussion at the time, and they continued. He even hit a go to sleep on Hardy, which hits the head, and if somebody has concussion, that's not exactly the best thing to do. Oh, is this AEW finally cracking the whip, saying, "Hey, if you're not careful in that ring, you're going to suffer some consequences." It's weird to say that, considering what happened on Wednesday, not Wednesday, on Sunday
Sunday night.
with Darby,
Jesus Christ, yeah.
but we'll get to that when we review the show. Kaliko, your thoughts?
It's mixed bag. I thought, oh, unpaid paternity leave. I was thinking FMLA, but okay. Good for. I mean, it's good for safety purposes. But I mean, the telltale is when Matt came out, right? Like, Matt was rather pissed.
Well, Matt suffered some similar consequences when he wrestled Sammy. So, yeah.
So is Sammy the Hardy killer or something?
It appears so.
I mean, yeah, if anything, this is as much on Jeff and the referee as much as it is on Sammy.
Who was the referee in that match?
I don't remember. That's how memorable it wasn't.
If it was the guy that looks like a zombie, then that makes perfect sense. He's an idiot.
What? Bandito.
Bandito, he's a wrestler.
No, he's now a referee.
Bandito was a referee?
Wait, what?
Not Bandito Jr.
Get the fuck out of here.
I didn't even know that Bandito was a junior.
There's a there's a Bandito Junior. Two, I'm lost.
Yeah, it's the whole Cage Page controversy all over again.
That's just what we needed.
So crap, I just forgot. Yeah, it's if Jeff is at the point where he knew something was up and he decided to go ahead and do it anyway, that would be one. Even if they tried to use it as a work, it's irresponsible, and it screams to me that Jeff has a death wish, and that's to go out in the ring. And I've only known one other person who would go through something like that and continue to go even after numerous people told him, "Please don't go back in there. We want you to live." No, I'm actually talking about my mentor, Mikey Whipwreck. And it's just, I don't think there was a point in the suspension. I don't think there was any point of like making it a big deal. Because with all this stuff about concussions and brain injuries and CTE and that makes the times where it is actually taken seriously it makes those look like a joke.
Well, you brought up a good point. Sammy got suspended, but whoever the referee, as far as I know, wasn't suspended. Uh, that doesn't seem, it's nice that they're trying to do something here, but there are multiple guilty parties in this.
There is an update. Okay, yes, there's Sammy Guevara's match against Jeff Hardy, a Rampage, concussion protocol not followed. The suspension came from the disciplinary committee.
Oh, so Daniel Bryan.
Basically, yes. Guevara was told to go right to the finish by Doc Sampson after Sampson checked on Hardy. But Guevara didn't. He did a couple more things and hit the GTH. The feeling was that the match should have ended right there.
Right.
This is a clear breakdown in communication. I would also not be surprised if Sammy, if Jeff said, "No, let's do one more, and then we'll take it home." Because if you're Sammy Guevara, you're in there with Jeff Hardy, and Jeff is somebody you grew up watching. How likely are you to, have blinders on and have tunnel vision at the fact that, oh boy, I'm in the ring wrestling one of my boyhood icons.
But and you're absolutely right about that. And I have no doubt that Sammy did not mean to hurt Jeff. I don't think anybody thought that. And Jeff does come from an era where not necessarily like you said a death wish, but even when you're hurt, you finish the match as planned. It's that old school mentality. Uh, but I get where okay, if Jeff wanted to continue, to maybe have some maturity to say no, let's finish this right here and now. On Guevara's part, clearly that was not the case.
I mean, apparently Guevara was going to get some sort of push again, back into
a tag team with Chris Jericho, yay! Like we all wanted to see that again.
Yeah, which, by the way, may or may not have involved me.
It definitely did not.
It definitely did. And Jericho was just too afraid, and thank God I told Sammy to do what he did, because now he's suspended and the match can't happen. Whew! I am the puppet master. I am the master of puppets. Let's move on, please.
Let's move on from getting suspended to leaving the company. Mike Santana from Santana and Ortiz has parted ways. I believe it was cordially with AEW. Obviously unhappy for a very long time with what he was doing with the company. It does beg the question: where does Mike Santana go from here? Kaliko?
That's a good question, because for about a decade he's been known with Ortiz. So it's going to be tough to figure out where he's going to go solo. We
So he's
hope he
gonna
can
wrestle
make it.
solo?
I mean, that's the only option he got, unless he finds another Puerto Rican run around.
I was making a joke he was wrestling solo Sikoa, but
He's gonna go work for Uncle Tito and sell vodka.
and come out to Santana. The song.
Which one? Oye como vas? Oye como vas?
I don't get the title. Stop singing. We don't have money for rights.
I wasn't singing. I was raising some demons.
It's-
Will you stop it?
hey, we're just interpreting a famous person who was happened to be from TJ.
Now, do you see WWE taking a chance on Santana? Maybe doing something with him?
They got enough people to fucking try to figure out.
What they need is more French wrestlers now.
But I mean, WWE, especially NXT, right now, when it comes to the younger talent of AEW, it's kind of like na. We do things with your talent that you didn't. You kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Brian Pillman Jr. got a massive push in NXT. Jade Cargill hasn't even had a match, and she's still like the most talked about person.
She had a match.
She was in the Rumble.
The Rumble is a match.
Dick Murdoch was in the Royal Rumble. What's your point?
It's a match.
She's had as many matches as I had with Chris Jericho.
Exactly. There you go.
Which, by the way, is now confirmed to be the main event for the Rock and Roll Russell Cruise. Me versus Jericho in a game of Chinese checkers.
I didn't even know you knew how to play regular checkers, let alone Chinese checkers.
Everyone else plays checkers. I play chess, motherfucker.
I thought you'd be a mean backgammon player.
Surprisingly, I am. I used to hustle.
See?
I used to hustle backgammon.
But what say you, Scooter, on Santana? Do you think he's just gonna be an indie? What's the word? Indie.
Darling.
Fish? Indie fish?
And not indie darling, as Scooter said. Or do you think they might take a chance on the WWE? Is there a TNA return?
Well, it's just like the ocean under the moon, but it's the same as the emotion that I get from you. Think it'd be so. All right. I'm done quoting Rob Thomas. It's the sandboard chord progression, as well as some tune. Although it may be lame, at least it's not auto-tuned.
That was like the I hated Smooth. Smooth was like the Despacito of 2000.
The WWE won't take a chance on just Santana by himself. Hell, you know what? Go get Cousin Jenny and we can, have the Santana dynasty.
Oh yeah.
Wrestling.
Has more.
No, Lucha has uno más. De Familia de Royal.
I mean, they have enough vatos gang banging on each other in WWE.
If only you know how to say adrenaline in Spanish.
Adrenalino?
Adrenalino in the solo. Something. Cody Rhodes. I'm going to get canceled.
You are. Oh, it's Adrenalina. I was close.
That's a great wrestler name, Adrenalina.
El Adrenalina? I mean, that'd be a great female name because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
more feminine.
Fire in the hole, every fart out of control. You it all, get it fucking down my leg. What were we talking about? Some kind of fruit?
Santana. I think
Uh,
I think he has.
MLW, maybe, at the very least.
I think he might make his name a name for himself as a singles competitor on the Indies. Maybe do something with TNA again. Maybe down the line WWE will look at him. But like you said, if it was Santana and Ortiz, yeah, you know, they were high profile tag.
Yeah,
Sant- Santana on his own, he does have to do some. He has to prove some things as a singles competitor. Whether he will or not seems to be has yet to be seen. All right, so we talked about the suspended. We talked about the one that left, and now it's time to talk about the one that got fired. Uh, Kevin Kelly, of all people, had a little meltdown. Um, what's the word? He accused Ian Rockabani of sabotaging his AEW career, blamed management for it, and now he is gone. Um, there's a lot to unpack there. First and foremost, I would like to say I don't necessarily see Ian Riccaboni to be the type of guy that sabotages somebody's career. He does genuinely seem like a nice guy. I could be wrong about that. But I will say that Kevin Kelly, just commentary wise, was maybe not up to par with the way that he used to do commentary in the past. Um, it did kind of suffer in quality. But what say you, Kaliko? What are your thoughts on Kevin Kelly kind of having a meltdown?
No one cared. I mean, they don't care about announcer beefs. I think the only person that it actually, I think there's only one person in the world where it mattered when they
Morrow.
left in their prime, and that was Mauro fucking
Yep,
Ronaldo.
I was
Everything else
that.
is just for the birth, and that's because Mauro is so fucking good, and he's still good, even with boxing, he's good. It's just that's the only person where someone actually cared.
Okay.
No one's
Um,
clamoring for we want Kevin Kelly. I miss Mauro Ronaldo every goddamn day.
Ronaldo,
Please
finish
come
the
back.
story, damn it.
Please come back. Mauro Ronaldo was like Andre 3000 of fucking.
He just wanted to do a little acting. Now, for anyone past on people, drop their
He's
career.
Andre 3000 of announcing, and they just pushed him away. And now he's like, fuck it.
No speaker boxing. No speaker boxing.
Scooter, you want to add something to it, or nobody cares?
Um, maybe people would have cared if it was Kelly Kelly and not Kevin Kelly.
I definitely would have
It's
killed if it was Kathy Kelly.
it makes me wonder if there really is a bias in this firing. Because this is supposedly of Kevin Kelly supported something on a Discord server. I'm not going to mention what he was supposedly supporting, and what Riccaboni had brought it up. I think that they probably were looking to get rid of him. They just needed a reason to make it look illegal on paper. I mean, did Kevin Kelly come into his own as the second voice of Ring of Honor?
I mean, he kind of did. He was definitely the voice of New Japan.
Yes,
America.
Well, clearly. I don't think we're
yeah.
listening to Collections Milano and Makia Toy.
But hey, who knows? Kevin Kelly back into no, for the love of God, no. Yeah, this it does not doesn't matter.
Well, you could tell me if this matters, and that is Kazuchika Okada is now of All Elite, and has joined the Elite. If a Japanese wrestler joins a third-rate company, does anybody see it? Kaliko.
Damn, third rate? God damn, dude. That bad?
I mean, they've gone. You can you have to admit they've gone down the tier since in the last like year or two, right?
Well, who the fuck is number two?
I mean, I would say NJPW.
Oh gosh. And that says a lot. Okada there. It's dicey because they just fired him from the elite and hired Okada, and I his introduction was lackluster. Am I the only one that thinks that? Like to me, it felt like it was lackluster.
Like I read it in a spoiler. The taping spoiler. Not someone like Okada showing up should be it should be a big deal.
It should.
It should be. Like when Nakamura came to NXT, I thought it would have been bigger than that. I thought the reaction would have been bigger than that, which is weird because Okada was New Japan and didn't get the same reaction that Ospreay got.
Well, you're kind of comparing apples to oranges, though, Kaliko. When Nakamura came to WWE, they didn't just throw Nakamura on a random NXT and say, "Hey, this is Shinsuke Nakamura." They built it up. They told you who this guy was before he actually came.
No.
And
What I'm saying is when they showed the video, like what I'm saying is when they showed the video of Nakamura, everybody was like, it didn't take anyone 3 seconds to go, what the fuck? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, they were. If I remember correctly, the videos were supposedly happening almost at random, and whenever they popped up, because they're the Trons, uh, nobody thought twice of it until the day he turned around in one of those videos and said, "Hello, Sammy," and then that was it from there. I mean,
but also keep in mind, where did he debut? He debuted at a takeover. I think it was near WrestleMania time. It was one.
Yes.
Take over Dallas. I know exactly where the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
He's
people
last.
people from all over the world come to wherever WrestleMania is, and a lot of people buy tickets to all of the events that's going to be around at that time. So obviously, those people were going to know who Nakamura was, just wrestling fan culture. So you got that big pop. You know, you didn't. They were going to get a big. They were going to get a pop because they had a killer match. But he got that initial pop because people knew who he was. So when he came out, the next week on NXT TV in Full Sail, people were like, "Oh shit, this guy's a big deal," and gave him the same respect and reaction. You kind of understand what
Right.
I'm getting
I,
at?
I understand that part, but I'm just saying if you're gonna have literally the John Cena of New Japan come, I thought it would have been a lot bigger than that.
Yeah, I mean, he just joined the elite, and that was it. And not even the
Right.
elite;
That's
it
what
was
I'm
the
saying. It just
Bucks.
seems it was lackluster in that regard to me.
I mean, even Will Ospreay got take a shit.
I mean, Will Ospreay also built footing by having the Jericho feud. So I see you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was already exposed to live AEW crowds, whereas Nakamura was not.
Like Okada is just like, eh.
well, I mean, keep in mind that the last time Okada was on AEW TV, he teamed with Orange Cassidy to lose to Daniel Bryan. So, uh, do they
Which
really?
makes it even worse that this shit happened because they know the fuck he is.
Could this be? Maybe they don't care who he is.
If that's the case, they got a fucking issue.
Well, okay. Would he have had this problem if he was in WWE? Or would they have gotten him to a point where people, they would have respected where he came from, so to speak?
Okay, who got a bigger pop in their debut, Okada or Asuka?
Mm, I'd probably say Oscar.
My point exactly. And Asuka was probably way less known than Okada.
Yeah, I would
Okada
definitely
was
say.
like #1 PWI wrestler.
I mean, Finn Balor, who lost to Okada literally before he took the plane ride to America to go to NXT.
Which
It's
tells me it's an issue. That means there's a problem there.
it's that Vince McMahon bubble that if it didn't happen stateside, it hasn't happened at all.
Right.
Um, if if there had ever been any mention of Okada on from commentary, because they would do that. They would mention other New Japan names, but again, nothing. They're nothing out of the ordinary. And Okada, I'm I'm wondering if the fact that he had a cup of coffee in TNA, and as the stupid DJ.
He wasn't a DJ. He was Samoa Joe's Kato. Literally, they dressed him like Kato from the Green Hornet.
Green Hornet.
Yeah. I wonder how soon he's going to return to that character to be Samoa Joe's bodyguard again.
Well, my I get what y'all are saying, but my point is that it's it, it's not like the issue I have with it is that motherfucker, like everybody's going, well, Okada, maybe they don't have they had New Japan belts on that bitch. So it ain't like they just like, oh, it's like a light introduction into fucking New Japan. Moxley had the goddamn title on that bitch for ransom for fucking years and was fucking carrying the title down the fucking ring. So it's not like I'm sitting up there going, I guess I'm lost in that translation of how AEW introduced them to that side, and it didn't correlate to them being educated about that guy.
Yeah.
Or they didn't care. I could be the point. Could be the point that they don't care.
That's another great point. They might just not care.
I'm betting. I would even bet on this that AEW didn't want to take any shine away from Will Ospreay.
Well, I did. I was able to.
But you got the biggest goddamn Japanese. You got the guy who literally carried New Japan and beat his ass.
I will say this: that there was somewhat of a positive light on it. I did. I was able to see the ratings for AEW for Wednesday. I don't have the specific numbers in front of me, but the only time the ratings actually spiked into a positive number, higher than it was the Okada segment, and it was arguably it was at its lowest when Osprey had his first match. So keep that in mind as well.
It just boggles my mind. But,
there's also that thing of, oh yeah, you know what? We announced Ospreay's going to be signing, so here that he signed, but he still has a number of months to do with New Japan. So here he is. You'll remember him in a number of months, right? Won't you? No. That is almost a kiss of death, if you will.
Do you know where AEW is going to be next week?
It ain't Japan.
Boston.
It ain't fucking Japan.
Maybe they'll be in Thailand. Bangkok. Yeah, Boston. So big business in Boston.
Yep. Not the business that they wanted, but it's the business that they got. Oh, you know what? That may have played a factor in the reaction. They're in Boston. It the money, everything is money. Um, People interpret it as Sasha Banks was gonna come. So maybe people kind of got a little sour when it wasn't Sasha and it was Okada.
So you're trying to say they're trying to outmark the marks? Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, why were they really expecting people to think that the fact that Tony Khan announced that there would be a Dynamite in Boston, where Sasha is from, did you really think Tony would actually try and outmark himself by debuting her 1 week earlier?
This wasn't big business?
No! Big business is this upcoming Wednesday.
How the fuck does that make any sense?
Exactly!
So Okada just came out on a random
Collision.
at AEW?
They were collision tapings. That's why I said.
He didn't even make it on Dynamite? They
I'm
Okada
so
for
done.
Rampage?
Here come all the dogs.
Is he on diet? Is he on Collision instead of? Oh no, no fucking way. There's no way. There's no goddamn way.
That's right. Okada aligned with the Young Bucks. No, this was on. Wait, was it? No, wait. Yes, it was. Yes, this was. Okada's debut. Which when you think about it, since it looks like he's being shoehorned into a feud with Eddie Kingston.
Why?
You have the newest guy to show up from New Japan to try and ruin the Triple Crown or the Continental Champion. One belt.
So where was AEW if it wasn't in Boston?
That was my god.
I believe they were in. Oh god, where was it?
March 6th. And how can I find where they was?
Duluth, Georgia.
The gas.
Fucking go! They were in buttfuck nowhere.
No,
that's my fucking point.
The Gas Sales Arena.
You're in the middle of motherfucking Georgia.
Atlanta.
They're gonna and they'll save the real debuts for when they do that big show in Fart Joke Stadium.
Do you see my point? That you might as well been in fucking Birmingham, Alabama.
Boy, he might have got a bigger reaction there. At least they know there are wrestlers there. All the broken ones go there.
No fucking one in the middle of fucking Georgia.
Nick Saban would have gotten a bigger reaction.
I mean, the motherfucking running backs coach of the UGA would have got a bigger pop than Okada.
Okay. Well, it took us an unprecedented amount of time to figure this out, but we finally cracked the case.
Well,
but Duluth, motherfucking, I'm done.
If
you're gonna debut Okada, debut him. All these times they be in Chicago and they just couldn't hold his ass till Chicago.
It's one thing to really get under the skin of a heel giving a promo. It's a completely separate thing to not let the man speak at his own wedding. Yeah. Yes. The condom is married. Ex-condom has gotten married.
Ex-condom got married?
Yeah, had his wife and his mommy there. Had them both there at the same time. So he's forever to the game. So.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Someone needs to
got you.
someone needs to remind him what kayfabe is.
Or this is a good opportunity for some storytelling. Oh,
Well, yeah, I mean, when they sat down his wife, they said they
April
asked her,
Hogan.
um, uh, she said, so what made you realize he was the one? And she said, well, he's been my brother for all my life, so.
Will you stop it?
It's that Folgers commercial.
Let's that will conclude the news.
Did I ever tell you about Aaliyah Mysterio?
Oh, now a quick word from our sponsors, and it's not Folgers.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.